The plan to erase a nation. It didn't start with chains. It never does. It started with a calculated conversation between a king and his officials, where Pharaoh looked at the growing Israelite population and said in Exodus 1:10, "Come, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply, and if war breaks out, they join our enemies and fight against us and escape from the land." Shrewdly. That word is everything. This wasn't rage. This wasn't open warfare. This was a long-term elimination strategy dressed up as national security policy. So he did what powerful men do when they want to eliminate something without looking like they're eliminating it. He built a system. First came the labor, crushing generational, spirit-breaking slavery. Exodus 1:11 says, "They set taskmasters over them to afflict them with heavy burdens." But notice what Pharaoh was actually watching for, because Exodus 1:12 tells us that the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied, and the more they spread abroad. The system wasn't working. Israel kept growing anyway. So Pharaoh escalated. He summoned the Hebrew midwives in Exodus 1:15-16 and gave them a secret kill order. When you serve as midwife to the Hebrew women and see them on the birth stool, if it is a son, you shall kill him. A state-sponsored infanticide program hidden inside the healthcare system. Quiet, clinical, deniable. But the midwives feared God more than they feared Pharaoh. And Exodus 1:17 says, "The midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but let the male children live." The covert operation had a hole in it, and that hole was faith. So Pharaoh abandoned subtlety entirely. Exodus 1:22 records his final command. "Every son that is born to the Hebrews you shall cast into the Nile, but you shall let every daughter live." What began as shrewd policy had escalated into open genocide. 3 distinct stages: economic oppression, covert infanticide, then public extermination, each one intensifying because the previous stage failed to accomplish what Pharaoh needed. And through every single stage, God was already positioning the answer inside the problem itself. The very child who would dismantle Pharaoh's entire apparatus was born inside it, placed in a basket, floated down the same river Pharaoh had turned into an execution ground, and pulled out by Pharaoh's own daughter. The most carefully constructed extermination plan in the Old Testament didn't just collapse. It personally delivered its own defeat straight into the palace that designed it.